everyone, I'm Aditi Kinkhabwala from New LJ Institute of Engineering and Technology. Let us start with the topic of bubble sort, which is part of Unit 6, that is searching and sorting. So, in this lecture, we would be seeing in detail what is bubble sort. Now, students, basically the word sorting. Sorting means arranging the elements of an array so that they can be placed in some relevant order. Either it could be in ascending order sorting or descending order sorting, right? So there are many sorting algorithms which are available, such as bubble sort, selection sort, insertion sort, heap sort, radix sort, merge sort, quick sort, right? So each and every sorting algorithm is different, right? So the way in which they are performed is different, and why we require so many sorting algorithms even though they are doing the same thing, that is sorting. So every algorithm basically sorts in ascending or descending. So why do we require so many sorting algorithms? So the reason is basically it depends on the data, that what amount of data you have, and based on different amount of data, different sorting techniques are useful. So today we will see what is bubble sort. So simplest of all sorting algorithm is bubble sort. It is a simple sorting algorithm, and this sorting algorithm is comparison based algorithm in which each pair of adjacent element is compared. So basically this is a comparison based algorithm. So we would be having array, and all the consecutive elements of an array would be compared, and if one is less than another we would be swapping it, right? So we it is also known as comparison based sorting, and adjacent elements are compared, right? So they are swapped if they are found to be not in the order. Now if there are so many comparisons, the more the amount of data, the more comparisons it would require, right? So this algorithm is not suitable for large data sets, because what happens is there are multiple comparisons that would take place, and in the worst case scenario, that is if we are sorting array in ascending order and we are given array, the input to an array is completely reversed, there would be maximum number of comparisons that would take place, and that would be of the complexity big O of n square, right? So average and worst case complexity is big O of n square. So basically, if it is a small data set, bubble sort we can go for, but for very large data set, it is not useful. Bubble sort is the simplest sorting algorithm that works by repeatedly swapping the adjacent elements if they are in wrong order. So if we are doing ascending arranging and if the elements are in descending form, it would swap it by comparing it. Right. So now let us see the tracing, that how this bubble sort is actually performed. So it gets performed in several passes. Now see this, if we are given this array of 5 elements, so how it starts is it will first compare the first element with the second element, and if we want to sort it in ascending order, so 16 and 17 are compared, so 16 and 17, among 16 and 17, 16 is less, so no swapping is done, right? So here we would not swap because 16 is already less than 17, so it would check whether 16 is less than the 17, right? So whether this first element, if this array is ARR, so whether this first element, that is ARR of 0, is it less than ARR of 1? And if it is less, we don't have to do anything. But if it is greater, if ARR of 1 is greater, we have to swap it, right? So in the first step, this would stay at its own position, and this is also same. Now what happens again, the next step would be comparing the second with the third element. So yes, this time 17 is not less than 7, it is greater, so we need to swap these two, right? So particular, this 17 and 7 would be swapped in their particular location. So 16, then it would be 7, then 17, 9 and 6. Now we have the third step wherein 17 and 9 is compared, and again it would swap because 9 is definitely less than 17, so it would be 16, 7, 17, sorry, it would be 9, 17 and 6, correct? And the last step, 17 and 6 would be compared, and again it would be swapped, right? So it would be 16, 7, 9, 6 and 17. So now we have made comparisons from starting position to the ending position, and here we come to the end of entire array. So we can say we have completed the first pass. And if you see, students, in the first pass we got the highest element, that is the greatest element at the end. So we can say that this algorithm, in each pass, the highest element or the largest element will automatically bubble up in the each pass. So 17, and next in the second pass, second last element would be the at the position where it has to be, that is the highest element would be at the second last position, and so on. So now once the entire one iteration of the array is done, one pass gets finished, and now we need to start with the second pass. So now see, students, this 17 is fixed at its position because it is already been sorted, right? So 17 has bubbled up. Now we have to see among the rest. So in the second pass, again the iteration starts. So between 16 and 7, it will get swapped because 16 is greater than 7. So this. Then in second and third, again 9 is less. So again we will swap. So it would be 7, 9, 16 and 6. In the third step, 16 and 6 is compared. So again 7, 9, 6 and 16. Right? So if you have seen, again we have completed with the entire array, and now if you see, the second highest element is now at its correct position, that is second last position. So after second pass, last two elements, that is greatest two elements, are at its correct position. We are still remaining with the three arrangements. So in the third pass, if you see, we have to compare 7 and 9. So no swapping because 7 is already less than 9, and we will compare 9 and 6. So yes, we need to swap because 6 is lesser. So 7, 6 and 9. Again, the 9 is the third larger element, and after third pass, it is at its proper position, that is at the third last. Fourth pass. So we are just left with this first checking, right? First comparison, that is between 7 and 6, and it would get swapped. So it would be 6 and 7. So when 7 is at its correct position, students, if the array size is 5 and 4 elements are already sorted, what does that mean? It means that remaining one element is definitely at its correct position, obviously, because if 4 elements are already sorted, fifth has to be at its correct position. So if we have element, or if we have array of size 5, it would require maximum 4 passes, right? So then we get a completely sorted array. Okay, so this is how we need to trace. So this is the tracing of bubble sort. Let us look at the algorithm for bubble sort. So we would have two loops, one for the passes, right? So how many passes it has? We have seen that here in this example, if the array size is 5, we went till fourth passes, right? And once it is done on the fourth, at the fifth we got the answer, right? So one loop is for number of passes, and second loop is for number of comparisons. So for comparisons, if we are taking j, that means if this is an array, so if we want to compare this 16 with 17, so if this is j, this would be j plus 1 at that particular moment. So we will check if a of j is greater than a of j plus 1. That is, if a of j, in this case 16, is greater than 17, then we need to apply the logic of swap. But in this case 16 is not greater than 17, so we would not go inside this if condition, right? So we would be checking with the adjacent elements. So if we take loop j for the comparison, it would start from j to j plus 1, right? So swap would only happen if the current element, that is a of j, is greater than a of j plus 1, right? So this would keep on repeating till the entire one pass of array is completed. And once the inner loop gets completed, then again outer loop will run, which is passes, right? So for one pass, whole complete j rotation is done. For the second pass, whole rotation is done. For the third pass, and so on. And here j, in ideal situation, it would be 0 to n minus I, because each time the last elements goes at its correct position. So j would also reduce. Comparison would also reduce as passes increases. So in programming logic, if we see, this is one kind of another logic where we run this for number of passes. If we run this, that is, I will run from 0 to 4, right? And for each pass, right, if we consider first pass as 0, then 1, 2, 3, and in fourth pass we get the answer. So at each pass, j would keep on decreasing, because what happens at first pass, now our array size would just remain 4, because fifth is already at its correct position. Then in the second pass, it will go from 1, 2, 3, because 4, 5 is at the correct location, and so on. So it would run from 0 to, you can keep less than n minus I or n minus I minus 1, right? And if array of j, now students, let us consider this as array. So if this is an array, and if we are considering 0, 1, 2, 3, and 4, if we take j, if this is j, this would be j plus 1. So we need to check this adjacent element. If array of j is greater than array of j plus 1, in that case, we need to perform swapping, right? So it would get swapped. Again, now j would be increased, j would be 1, and now comparison, initially comparison was between 0 and 1. Now comparison is between this 17 and 7. So this is j, right? So j is again 1 and j plus 1 is 2. Then j would become 2 and j plus 1 3. Then j would become 3 and j plus 1 4. So if this one whole rotation of j completes, I would increment to 1, and so on. So after number of passes and each comparison gets over, we get a sorted array using these conditions, right? And then we can just print the array. So this is how we need to perform bubble sort. Thank you.